Page 66, Ballin the Jack. It's a fun piece. There's a note, not too fast. I don't know what that is, so, because I don't know what fast is, but whatever fast is, not too much of it, okay? Again, you can sing with it. If you're not familiar with it, I suggest you just play the melody for a bit and see if you can get anything out of it. See if that helps at all. There are probably recordings of this around somewhere, people singing it or whatever. So I can make all kinds of suggestions on the fingering here because of the repeated note, but in a lot of ways that complicates it. You may not be looking for that kind of complication in your life right now. So I'm just going to leave the fingering pretty much alone for the most part. I like to feel the melody, so if I can finger it in a way that I can play the melody more or less legato, that helps. There's one little gotcha you got, well there's a bunch of little gotchas in this thing, but the one I want to point out is page 67, third line down in the right hand. In the first measure you have the E natural and the D flat. In the next measure you have an F and a D natural, it's not a D flat. Remember, on accidentals, the bar line cancels out any accidentals. So the D flat doesn't count anymore, it's a D natural. Just be aware of that. I noticed at the bottom of page 66, there in the right hand, they're giving you in the last measure a B flat. They don't have to, because the B natural in the measure before cancels out at the bar line. So it's a B flat anyway, but they gave it to you. That's nice of them. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't bother giving you a natural sign over on page 67, so they're sort of nice, I guess, in this case. You decide. The left hand is here, and again, I suggest you disconnect these notes slightly, all right? Just a very slight break between each one. Sort of makes it bounce along. Now I will suggest a different fingering for the left hand. On page 66, second line, first measure, you have a 5-1 for the first two notes. It's fine, but I suggest a 5-2 on that last one. Thumb doesn't have to do everything. Of course, then you have to use second finger again, but you got a quarter rest. Big deal. On the next measure, so go over the left hand carefully, make sure you got the fingering down okay. Now over on page 67 on the second line, we have the same thing as we had on the second line on page 66, except in the second measure you have a quarter rest on the last beat. And because of that, I recommend that last measure you just do a 1-2-3 fingering. You can do the 2-1, 2-1 if you want, but because of the quarter rest, you don't need to, because you got a quarter rest to move your hand where you need to go. You got one beat. So 1-2-3, rest. Otherwise, watch this fingering in the left hand carefully. It'll get you. Now, rhythm-wise, good luck. If you're having trouble with rhythms, this is going to be a bear. It helps a little bit that most of the time, not all, but most, the left hand is playing even quarter notes, so you got the beat going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So all you got to do is figure out how to get the right hand notes in the right places according to what the beat is. So at the beginning, you have the first one, the second note, the second beat, third beat. So if I just play the notes on the beat, it's this. Okay? That's a dotted rhythm, so I'm just going to play that, just put in a dotted, feel that dotted rhythm. Okay, second measure, we have the 8th note first. The short note comes first, so it's, syncopation. So it's playing opposite the left hand, so the left, they're playing opposite each other, yeah? So that may help you on this rhythm. The last measure on page 66, you got a 1 and 2 and, okay? The left hand goes along with it. 1 and 2. You notice they're playing together, so make sure the left is not playing on the beat. On the second one, it's 1 and 2 and 3, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So watch that. Over on page 67, third line down, in the second measure, again, the two hands are playing the same rhythm now. So hopefully by now you have this rhythm because you had it before. So here, the short note comes first. You just got to do the 1 and 2 and. You're thinking and here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, like so. And the last line on page 67, these two endings, the first ending, we're here on rhythm-wise. You have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And then the right hand, that E flat, that is a dotted quarter note. You got to hold that down. Okay? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Second ending, similar to the first, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So work the rhythm out really slow with the metronome if you have to. It's important. Now you can listen to me or somebody else play it and think, okay, I can just do that. But now you're just copying it. You're not learning diddly. So try and figure out the rhythm and understand the counting of the rhythm. Write it in the music if you have to. 1 and 2 and 3 and. I tend to draw vertical lines on the beats when I'm having problems, so I know where the beats are, and sometimes I'll put a small vertical line in between the beats for the and. 1 and 2 and 3. And that helps me put the notes where I need to in my head so I can get the rhythm correct on the keyboard. It's a personal thing. It just takes a little time to work it out. Let's try this out. 4/4 time, there's no pedal. First and second ending, so we are going to play it twice. We're going to go real slow. Bring out the melody. It's the top note in the right hand. That's what we want to hear. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go.